I think Drake is the only person that can talk about the things that Drake talk about.
That's
because
fair, bro.
if you think about it, he's got so much money. The only people that can talk like that is athletes and other people who's been rich for such a long time, and they're old money. They don't even care about these things no more.
No one have Drake money except Drake.
Drake will say some stuff that will. Shout out Drizzy, bro.
Shout out Drizzy on a football podcast. We're here to review Arsenal season, not Iceman. That's another podcast. Stay tuned. Yes, but yeah, we're back. We're here to the main agenda for the day. Hey, agenda is the key word from the season. But yeah, Arsenal season under review. And it was a massive season for us. We discussed all the Champions League business yesterday. So this is going to be focused on English-related things, you know, Premier League, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, the talking points from the season on social media and all that, because there was a lot that happened around Arsenal this season. So Timmy, we got to just overall, from the start, right? Arsenal played 38 games this season. We won 26. We drew 7. We lost 5. We scored 71 goals. We only conceded 27. Goal difference of 44, and we finished on 85 points. Now, that sounds like a great season.
Overall, can't fault it.
That's a great season.
Numbers wise, points wise, we did well. Ended up winning by I think 7 points.
7 points, but that's pretty comfortable in my opinion.
7 points, enough wins. I think we only got our first loss very, very late into the season.
It was 5 games in, but it was the Szoboszlai Worldie.
Sorry, it was the second loss that we got extremely late.
That was late.
Like overall in all competition, it was. We went on this crazy run, but the Szoboszlai free kick.
Yeah, we're gonna get in. that was a zinger, bro. It was a big one. But yeah, look, we ended a 22-year long drought, and I think that in itself makes the season
special,
memorable, bro. This is
extremely special.
And again, we've seen from the celebrations, bro. This is. We've watched 22 years of other teams being crowned champions. We saw Liverpool end a 30-year drought.
Definitely.
I have never ever seen scenes. And look, granted, I don't watch other clubs' parades.
Facts. I was just about to say.
But I think even if you couldn't help but notice this stuff. This was the most motion I have ever seen a fan base have in football, bro.
Definitely, it could be the 22-year. It's definitely the 22-year drought.
Nah, but we massive, bro. The amount of people.
We are crazy.
We are huge.
We are crazy big.
No, that I expected scenes.
A global club.
But now, I mean, you could tell already from the night we were crowned champions, from Man City's draw, bro. From that night with Bournemouth.
Reach all over the globe. I'm talking.
I mean, there were parades. There were parades in Kenya. There were parades
Lagos.
Everywhere, bro. Cape Town, you let me down a bit. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I actually smart like a parade. If we could have done a parade, we could have done one. Should have done one.
I reckon Cape Town's a United town. I can't lie.
Look, there's enough of us in the shadows.
There's enough of us. There's definitely enough of us.
Here,
I've seen enough people going around, especially after or since we've won the league.
Yeah, all of a sudden.
Yeah,
bro.
where
were you?
Where were you?
Where were you, bro? We were in the trenches, bro. Kits on, bro.
Talk.
You can literally date back to the kit based on the kits. How long we've been struggling.
Let's go. I think I had a whole montage of just like pictures of like,
dude,
where were you?
Dude, where were you? But look, we're here now. And like I said, ended the 22-year drought. This was one of the best defensive setups we've ever seen in English football. I think it's safe to say.
Definitely. I think
Boring or not?
I think the record is 15 goals, right? Which is the Chelsea team, and we conceded 10 or 12 more than that, right?
Yes. It's not bad.
So if you ration that out, or if you work that out over the season, it's like what 0.3 extra goals per game.
Yeah,
so
bro.
It's something crazy. So it's still
you may outscore
extremely
us,
good.
but you're not gonna score against us. like, bro, I think that honestly was one of the main talking points, because obviously that tied into style of play, which people were very opinionated on this season. But I think that it was more impressive by the fact that we didn't concede any penalties and didn't get a single red card, bro. So
discipline.
Haters will hate, potatoes will potato, bro, and we will defend, because, bro, considering, remember there was a time when we were the talking point of every weekend analysis for ill discipline.
I think if someone can point out to me a player getting yellow carded for kicking the ball away this season, I would be very happy, because I haven't seen that being done, and yet a few seasons ago, just last year, we got punished.
We saw Trossard, we saw Rice.
We saw Trossard, we saw Rice.
We were also told that the punishment suited the crime suited the punishment.
Yes, and players know these things and whatever, but we don't see that being enforced. nowadays as much.
Apparently, players weren't told anything about how to defend corners, but we're gonna get into all of that, bro. But yeah, bro, no penalties, no reds. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. You were flowing.
No, definitely great discipline, because we've been on the other side of getting red cards and getting yellow cards.
We've been shafted, but yo, I don't care what any fan base says, man, bro. You will never see a montage like an Arsenal shafted montage, bro. Like, nah.
Because I think we've also been conditioned to not complain or to say anything about these things. Yes, we will make our videos. Yes, we will have our opinions on it. But I don't think we are that vocal in terms of like voicing it if we do feel that we've been shafted.
Yeah.
It's like you take it on the chin, because tomorrow something goes your way again, and then I guess
That's the problem
it
with
balances
it all.
out.
That's the overall problem with VAR and the PGMOL in general, bro. Like, but I will say we benefited from this season. But you know what? I don't give a fuck, bro. Like I said, bro. I saw David Luiz get sent. I've seen him concede a penalty for getting kicked in the knee by another player. Like, we've seen the most I saw Martinelli 2 yellow cards in the space of 11 seconds or something crazy, bro. I couldn't care less, bro. We benefited. 100% we benefited this season. No more than any other clubs benefited.
We benefited
before.
from discipline, really, because if you don't even give if you can limit the amount of times that you give the referee a decision to make, then
you do your job well.
Then you do your job well, and
well.
You don't want the referee to be making these kind of decisions all the time.
Yeah.
So I think if you limit that, and we obviously done that very well.
Yeah.
Best defense in England. Best defense in the world. Like
I think it's best defense in Europe. That's why we're in the Champions League final.
Definitely. That's why we won the Champions League final. But okay, let's try and keep it to.
That's why we're Premier League champions.
That's why we're Premier League champions.
The great Sir Alex did say, a good attack wins you games. A good defense wins you trophies.
Hey,
brother.
shout out Fergie for that one.
Shout out Fergie,
he gave us a gem.
We had to prove him right.
He gave us a gem.
But yeah, bro, a lot of talking points from the season around VAR, and also namely around corners, because we were the kings of corners this season, set a new record, breaking our own record from just a few seasons ago. Do you have a problem with the corner goals?
Absolutely
set piece
not.
Again, ole,
it's
ole.
Great.
You don't have a problem with
it's amazing. I love a good set piece goal.
Dude,
it's
I'm
so
kind of disappointed we didn't score more.
It's so beautiful. I was actually disappointed when I saw that Spurs scored 17 and we scored 18.
We had to set the record right, bro.
We nearly lost our crown.
We had to set the record right, bro.
We nearly lost our crown. Right. Gotta sharpen up, eh?
Bro, but look,
I want to see 20 set piece goals next year.
Hopefully.
With
any luck, bro.
Yeah.
But with those corners, we ended up winning 42 games across all competitions. We played 63, I think 63 games in total. So these players ran themselves to the ground.
I think we just missed out. The only competition we didn't go the full distance is the FA Cup, and we made semis, eh? Quarterfinal, sorry. So we made quarterfinal. So that's the only competition that we didn't go.
And that was disappointing, bro. Southampton.
Oh, that was a dagger. Wasn't that the curse of April?
Yep.
That was during the curse of April, which we will address next season.
But yeah, we only fell short there, bro. And the Premier League was the big one. That was the goal.
Definitely.
That was anything else, Champions League included, was a cherry on top. Champions League is the dream, but the Prem was the goal, bro. Yeah. So I think we got it right, bro. We got it right, and it was worth the wait, in my opinion. 22 years in the making, but sure, bro. Better late than never.
Better late than never.
And better late whenever there are scenes like that than come from it, bro. I think I feel like we showed other fan bases. That's how you celebrate the league win, bro.
That's how you celebrate.
We set the new standard, bro. 1.5 M's. People will contest that number. I saw what I saw. I believe it, I believe. I don't care what you say, bro.
We saw what we saw.
But let me know in the comments below, how many people do you think were in the parade at the... Yes, bro, it was madness.
We saw what we saw. Just Google it, guys. Come on now, use the internet for everything. Why not this?
Yeah, stop using grok also, bro. Yo, no more grok. Grok, is this true? Look, let's get into the nitty-gritty. It started in August. A long time ago. But yeah, started in August of last year. Started controversially with a 1-0 win against Manchester United at Old Trafford. Obviously, this became a lot more controversial than it was at the time. I feel like at the time, everyone moved past it fairly quickly. But it became a talking point because of how we ended up getting the goal. From the corner, everyone obviously surrounded Bayende. And I think that Bayende should have been stronger. I still stand by it. I've rewatched it many times. My opinion hasn't changed. But yeah, that's how it started. Big win. That's how you want to start. That's how you want to start the season.
Big win. I think... Once again, I think let's have the referees ref the games. Mm-hmm. Let's have the players play the game if the ref needs to make a decision, which he did on the day, and that was the outcome. What I will say is, I think when we saw our first 5 games, there was some eyebrows raised. When in the beginning of the
Hundreds, bro.
season, because we started out with United, I think there was a Liverpool game and
Liverpool was the fifth.
another big game involved in those, which was kind of crazy when you look at it. And I think we came through it quite well.
At one point, we were playing 3 games
games a week.
for I don't know how long, bro. But yeah, look, strong start. The 1-0, perfect start, really, bro. Because we had a terrible record at Old
Especially
Trafford.
against the Ops. Just
Terrible
always
record.
nice to get one over them.
100%, bro. But I would say we were second best in that game. I'll give Man United their dues. That was a sign of things to come because David Raya had some big saves to make.
Had some big saves to make, yeah.
From Cunha and from Mbumo. But I think it was also a sign of things to come, to be fair, from United, because those two got them over the line this season, bro. But yeah, we won 1-0 from there. Big win. 5-0 leads. And I think everyone saw big win coming at least.
Party time.
But the best part about
Netflix
it
and chill.
was the Jokeres brace, brother.
Netflix and chill.
Yeah, everyone was talking about more hair flicks than goals, bro. And Jokeres showed them, bro. I know in this game, at his first goal, he didn't want to do the celebration, but the second one, bro, into the celebration, well deserved. Big win for us, bro. Another big save from Raya in this game as well. So that's the pattern this season, bro. Best goalkeeper in the world. But yeah, big win, expected win. And then came our first loss of the season to Liverpool. Nah, this was tough to take. Because I think we went into this fairly confident. I was quite confident.
Yeah, we were.
I thought this was our chance to get a win at Anfield, bro.
Definitely.
Genuinely. Or at the very least, we could get a point.
Yeah.
But that Szoboszlai Worldie, bro. Sometimes a goal is just too good. I think that, I'm not going to lie, for all of David Raya's strengths, that type of goal had me wondering. I was like, is he tall enough? Like, if he was a little taller, could he have stopped? But it's like, that was just a perfect free kick, bro.
I think
was a perfect
I think
free
you
kick.
can't take anything away from the free
Not
kick.
at all, bro.
Great free kick, because that's just what Zobo does, man.
Yeah.
Like he did it against City as well.
Yeah, it's
that
what he
was
does.
that was a dagger to take, that they couldn't get those points over City. I think that was also at the crucial time of the season. But anyway, so the game against us, brilliant. We went into it confidently. I think the fact that Liverpool also came from a few late wins. They won late against Newcastle was in there.
Yeah, they showed that's what champions do.
They
had those moments.
They had a few, I think.
Shout out
maybe
Rio,
3.
by the way.
Shout out Rio, yeah, good player. Had a few late wins.
Yeah.
So I think that also made us feel like, okay, cool, we can actually go there and touch
Yep.
tempos. So crazy that we lost with a moment of brilliance. But
It was brilliant, bro.
Look,
And again, it was a very stupid foul for Zubi to give away. That the whole thing that led to it was just bad luck, bro. Like,
and I think you kind of had a sense like, oh my word, you surely not. Oh, but this guy has it in the locker.
because it was from far out, bro.
Yeah, because he's done it also. I think he's done it in the Champions League.
He's done it internationally too.
Exactly. So you know he's an elite ball striker. He can score from range.
I
Very
didn't
good
expect
player.
the goal. Like you said, it was a dagger because I didn't expect the goal. But at this point now, we went into the game. Both of us were the only unbeaten sides. After this game, it was all Liverpool. And did this shake you at all? Did you think, maybe this league isn't ours this season after that loss?
No, because I know how we lost the league before. And I think anyone can lose the league like that. I think anyone can go into September leading and run away with things. But like I say, it's come the business end. You want your name to be involved. And I think this year the business end came and the team and Liverpool's name wasn't involved.
Hundreds, bro, which is
so
crazy.
it was fresh. It was early in the league. Yes, you always want to be there and try not lose ground on the competition. But it's going to happen. You're going to win games. You're going to lose games. It just depends on timing
And you
when
can't-
things happen.
You can't complain too much and lose like that, bro. Like,
Moment of brilliance? Definitely
moment
not.
of brilliance. And
Also,
then,
top 6 team.
yeah, the champions.
Yeah,
They were the
champions.
champions, bro. And then, obviously, they got hit by the manager of the month curse because Slot became manager of the month after that wonderful month that they had. And that was pretty much the only great month that Liverpool had for the whole season, which is bizarre, bro. But yeah, we rolled on to September. Nice big 3-0 win over Nottingham Forest. That is the Zubimendi Worldie. His first goal for Arsenal. He got a brace in this game.
Got a brace in that game.
But that first, hang it in the Louvre, brother.
Yeah, I think
Hang it in the
when it comes to the point where we discuss goal of the season, I think it will definitely be one of those that will have to be in
100%.
contention.
And then another big save from Raya in this game. After that, we had Athletic Bilbao in the Champions League. We won 2-0. Nice. And obviously kept the momentum going. That was, I think, the most important part of the season was momentum.
Yes.
We carried all these good performances over across all competitions, and that was great, bro. So yeah, we won there. After that was the next big moment, the 1-1 with Man City.
Martinelli. Eze
Dunked
chips it
on
over
Donnarumma.
to Martinelli.
One of the best
Martinelli,
assists I think I've seen in a while.
brilliant. I think he got a similar one versus Bayern also, where Martinelli also ran onto
Bro.
it and he knocked it past Neuer. And
But
then
that dink on Donnarumma was
that
special.
thing on Donnarumma. And I think that was also a big game for us to go into that game.
Yes, I think that's most when Man City won the league, no? The way they were celebrating.
Basically.
They won the league. That was the game they won the league. Yeah, I think so. Because there's no way they were celebrating a draw like that, bro.
Mentality
I
versus...
know there's no way they were celebrating a draw that day.
No.
When I look back on it, I was like, oh, this is where I must have remembered wrong, bro. But that dunk was special. The Haaland goal, obviously. I think it was Haaland who scored that goal. But we take it, bro. We take it. But yeah, I think obviously after that game, that's when people were like, hey, is the same old of Arsenal. Because we had to do a lot of defending in that game. I will say that. But again, like we said in the Champions League episode, that's been our strong suit, bro. This was the beginning of that foundation. These first few games. Because the running trend here is we've conceded 2 at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think at some point in time there was talks about breaking like defensive records in terms of the 15 goals.
Yeah, we were going to beat the Chelsea. And this was seen as the title, as a title decider.
Yeah.
Between Arsenal and Man City, especially since Liverpool had started to go down from here.
Beautiful game as well, which turned out to be...
And a proper rivals game, bro.
Proper rivals game. You love to see it. You love to see the players go at it. You love to see them get physical. You love to see the referee having to make these big decisions because the game is so intense and everyone is fighting for every single ball. And I think we got that from both City and from Arsenal. And
bro.
Turned out to be the last game we would face them with Pep at the helm.
At the Emirates.
In the Prem, we would on a quite great coach, great manager, and we need to give him his flowers as well because we are benefiting from that heavily.
Listen, this is not the episode for Pep flowers, but away. This guy is an absolute legend, bro.
We are benefiting from Pep's flowers.
Possibly
right now.
the best to ever do it, bro. Possibly the best to ever do it. But yeah, look, that was a big moment. That was a very big moment, and I think that we handled it well.
Definitely.
I think City showed their true colors. They were a bit rattled. From there, we went on to beat Port Vale. That was Eze's first goal.
Okay.
Nice goal in the Carabao Cup. And then after that was another big one. It was full of big moments, bro. We finally beat Newcastle at St. James Park. And this was in a run-in of games where people had said that Arsenal were going to...
It was late as well.
Yes, it was. And who scored that late one?
Gabriel.
It was Gabriel. Sorry.
Mikel Merino scored the first one and then Gabriel scored
the first goal. Gabriel scored. It was a 95th minute goal.
Voltemade, that's a foul on Gabriel.
Yes.
Voltemade scored. Shout out Nicolas Cage. The tall wonder. So him being like kind of the victim and the culprit of that goal and then coming back to score the winner is just so Gabriel for us.
That was literally his season.
It's just so Gabriel for us because he's been doing that way. If he happens to
any type of slip up,
he always comes back stronger and helps the team out to get over the line. So
that was a massive moment, bro.
Massive moment.
And we needed that was a big hurdle for us. Because if we were going to win the league, we needed to win a game like that at St. James Park, bro, where we had a terrible record. So that was a big moment. After that, another nice win in the Champions League against Olympiacos. And then we had West Ham at the Emirates. We beat them 2-0. Big Rice goal.
Rice scoring against
Big Rice goal, brother.
Yeah.
And then Saka got the pen, of course. That's once we went top of the table after the West Ham game. And once we went top of the table, we stayed there.
We chilled there.
We stayed there,
We chilled there.
Right up until the end of the season.
Hung out.
And now look, once we had beat West Ham and we got to the top, because after Fulham, we had kind of had a little bit of a cushion, I think. But I didn't think we would stay there, bro. Like, I genuinely thought, it's nice to be there. But if someone had told me from the jump, look, we're not going to lose this spot, I would have been like, nah, you smoking something, bro.
Didn't we drop in 33 though? I think we dropped for a week.
We dropped for a day because Man City played. We never ended any game week second after this. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. And obviously, to do it in a London derby is always nice. The Technical rights is tough for him to score against his former club. But we had to do what we had to do, bro. We had to do what we had to do. We beat Fulham, like I said, or Arsenal B, with the players that they have there now. And after that was another big test because we beat Atletico Madrid 4-0, Champions League.
That was a beautiful game.
That was the first leg. No, not the first leg, sorry. The first time that we played them in the Champions League.
During the league
everyone
phase,
was expecting a defense versus defense. They didn't expect us to play that type of attacking game, bro.
Beautiful game for the neutral.
Bro,
beautiful.
For the haters. We followed that one up with a 1-0 win against Palace. Eze, obviously, the volley.
Eze.
Tough to score against your former side, bro. But he did it,
Seems
bro.
to be the theme for us.
Bro, After that, Arsenal win 2-0 against Brighton in the Carabao Cup. And again, that's when, I don't know what their manager's name is, but he must have had some choice words about how Arsenal play football.
They all do.
All do, bro. But we moved. We were still winning, top of everything. We ended up going on to beat Burnley 2-0. Another Gyökeres goal there. We beat Slavia Prague in the Champions League 3-0. Sunderland 2-2. That was a big game.
That was a massive...
Sunderland 2-2 was big. Shoutout Worldie. I think that's a goal of the season contender. Edge of the box.
That's my favorite goal.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's my favorite goal. Just no backload.
Edge of the box,
just so quick. And it just goes to show like his elite ball striking ability.
One of the best finishers
He is
in
one
the
of
team,
the best finishers at our club. And
you could argue he's the best, to be honest.
I think so.
Especially when he's in form.
I think he's the best.
But that was big because Sunderland at home were a force this season, bro. Their home record is
Shout
crazy.
out Granite.
And this was another start of a tough run because the run of games was Sunderland, Spurs, Bayern, Chelsea. So people expected us to drop somewhere. But did we, Tommy? Not a fuck.
That's not what we do.
Not a fuck. So, 2-2 with Sunderland. Shoutout Worldie, like I said, Marino, massive assist for Saka. Great assist, bro. I think this whole season's filled with what? If Marino is fit for the season, we win this league a lot earlier.
Facts, I think so too.
But we followed up Sunderland with a little thing called the North London Derby, bro. And I don't know if you remember, but it was Arsenal 4, Spurs 1, and there's a particular bra that it seemed to work out for in this game, bro. Hat-trick hero, if you will.
Let it all work out.
Everechi Eze, bro. I don't think you could have wrote this any better.
Beautiful, all 3 goals.
Every single one of them, bro.
Beautiful goals. I don't think he scored the first one. Someone else scored the first one. Or did he score the first one? I'm not sure if he opened the scoring, but
I think he scored the first.
Beautiful goal.
This was also, I want to highlight, this was also the first game back from international break. So we needed to pick me up. Shout out Spurs, bro.
Always the big brothers or the little brothers.
Can always count on you, bro. Can always count on you to pick me up.
Thanks for the points.
But, bro, hat-trick hero.
Hat-trick hero, beautiful goals.
We love the celebration.
We love the celebration. It turned out it was
the
start.
out.
It was gonna be the start of more things because he ended up doing the spinneroonie at their ground just a little later in the season.
5 time, brother, 5 time. But nah, this was great. And I mean, throughout this game, Mikel Merino was just an immense player, bro. Again, there's a running trend throughout the season. I don't think Mikel Merino's impact on the team can be underestimated, bro. Throughout these first few games, there's so many moments that I'm bringing them up when Mikel Merino was scoring before he got it. And it's quite, I took it for granted, bro. Because remember, at some point, he was having to play striker again.
He was having to play striker.
So this game was another masterclass by the team and Mikel Merino. And it was followed up. I just want to highlight also this game. Probably one of the biggest flexes we've seen in the Prem. Because Eze was obviously linked to Spurs just before we signed him. They turned him down. Every Spurs fan thought that it was going to... Even I thought that it was happening. I remember going to my brother. I showed Ethan. I was like, bro, I'm actually sad about this, bro. And then to just see it 180. And then you join Arsenal. And then you hat-trick on them, bro. We've seen a lot of dunks in the Premier League. We've seen a lot of rivals really get one over on their... But this was one of the biggest flexes, bro.
Significant.
Your guy, bro. There were pictures of him in Spurs kits going around, brother.
I think we need to that coincided with the Havertz injury as well. I think it was
yes.
It was a time when Havertz just got injured, and then obviously we went into the transfer market. We moved Brazy.
Shout out Bertha, bro.
Shout out Bertha.
Shout out Bertha, bro.
Shout out
what
Bertha.
a guy.
What a guy.
What a technical director.
Protas Eze. So and then obviously ended up picking up big points against Spurs, against his former club Crystal Palace. Towards the end of the season,
big goals,
I think it was
didn't score many, but quality.
I think it was a 1-0 win over Newcastle as well at the Emirates, where he scored. He whipped that one into. He whipped one into the. The game also ended 1-0. So
don't know. It was huge from him, bro.
Big goals.
And again, you always want to win a North London derby, bro. I would have if they went down. I wanted to see them go down, but I would have missed the North London derby. I can't lie.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I never wanted Spurs to go down. To be fair.
I wanted them to go for football. You know what I mean? Because I'm just what would that have looked like?
Social experiment.
What would that have looked like? The best stadium in football in the championship, bro. When Luton were promoted, this means they had to do things to get permits to be able. That's the kind of stadiums these men are playing. That's
crazy.
I wanted them to get the experience of playing in a stadium like Spurs, man. For the sport, for the game, bro.
I think I heard someone say they want the biggest things at their stadium to be concerts.
Bro, at
Shout
the rate things
Spurs,
are going.
though.
But look, that was a big win, and we followed it up with another big win, 3-1 versus Bayern, bro. A lot of people didn't think that we'd get a win over there, but we finally got the win. I think this is where the Champions League dream started. I think literally.
Nani played well that game.
Yes, he did.
Scored that game. Yeah.
3, bro. And that was Bayern's first loss of the season. Remember, they were looking unstoppable when we came up against them. Company, shout out Company, bro.
I think that was the top of the league clash, though.
It was, because I think we went top from there.
We were 1 and 2. We were 1 and 2 at the time.
Bro. After that, another big game. Chelsea won, Arsenal won. Chelsea almost with 10. This is when Chelsea won the league. No? The 1-1. They almost won the league here at 1-1. Chelsea. Because of how they... I'm so sure this is when...
They were title contenders.
They won... Yes.
At least.
Yes,
They were
bro.
title contenders at least.
See,
And to be fair, they did have a string of results. And their league position was looking promising. But unfortunately... Who was the manager at the time? Was it still Mariska?
Who knows, bro? I think it was Mariska.
They had like 4 of them.
I just know Mariska. I saw a stat at one point where they had more managers than they had wins or some shit.
Like
at home or something
things.
like that, bro. It's crazy. But that was, look, obviously we could have won, should have won. Chelsea down to 10 men. But that was a big moment for Arsenal. Because again, that was a game when you felt that they fell short of expectations. Definitely. And again, we've seen this before from Arsenal, bro. Things can go rosy and then it takes 1 or 2 shake him out and then it's just the domino effect. You know what I mean? But again, a point at Stamford Bridge, I always take that. Definitely. It's just under the circumstances, it was whack, bro, that there were 10 men. But one thing I thought was interesting was, at this point, this was 8 consecutive wins in all competitions from October to November without conceding a goal. And that hadn't happened in 106 years before we did it, brother. So at this point, Arsenal, we still look good value.
Definitely. I think that's when the defensive record was starting to... People were questioning, can they go on to get to the Chelsea record, the 15 goal mark.
Bro. After that, it was Arsenal 2 versus Brentford 2-0. We beat them. Mikel Merino header. Big save from David Raya at 2-0 again. Yeah. Aston Villa. This is the next big tough one, bro, when they beat us 2-1. And this one hurt because it was a late goal.
Emi Buendia. The famous scenes of Raya smacking the floor like the Hulk.
Dude.
Guys falling to their knees and people were saying, they're crying like because they're bottling again.
Up. And I will say what was crazy was we felt that so hard and it was only our second defeat of the season. In all competitions,
yes.
Bro. And we felt it hard.
It took us a while. Emi Buendia with a late goal.
And there was obviously all the Emery versus Arteta debates. Naturally, that happened every time this game comes around. And can I say, bro... I'm so glad that those fucking arguments are going to come to an end now. And if they don't, then they had better because my man won a Premier League, my friend. My man won a Premier League now. And the FA Cup. And how many Community Shields? 2 Community Shields. We in another... I don't care what you say about Community Shield. My man has a CV, brother. That Emery versus Arteta nonsense is going to stop now, bruh.
Plus, Emery had the opportunity with an Arsenal team with backing also to win a league. And,
sorry, I don't mean to... That being said... That team was full of some assholes as well, bro.
Yeah, but...
Because Emery took us on a 20-odd game unbeaten run in his first stint. And then he lost his mind, for sure. But the players, that was a bad batch, my bro.
Yeah, I just didn't like the good evening. I can't lie.
It was tough, my bro. It was tough.
It's a bad look.
Look, from there, we picked ourselves up 3-0 against Bruges in the Champions League. After that, again, sky was the limit, bro. We ended up beating Wolves 2-1. It was the Saka show over there, bro. We ended up beating Everton 1-0. Jokeris penalty. We ended up beating Palace in the Carabao Cup Quarter Final on penalties. Not the most comfortable. I think that was the craziest penalty shootout that I've seen. It ended 8-7 to us in penalties, bro. It's madness. And then after that, it was 2-1 versus Brighton. We won. Odegaard got his first goal of the season. Big
I remember that goal.
Big goal. Big save from Raya in that game as well. Possibly a save of the season from
Definitely.
Minte, edge of the box, bro.
That
was
an
incredible
was
save,
ridiculous.
And that shot came out of nothing. The fact that Raya was that switched on, bro. And then, I think it was big, bro. Like, that was 8 games in December for us again.
It was crazy. I actually want you to when do we play Villa again? Because I know when we lost against Villa versus when we played Villa.
Villa was the very next game.
It wasn't it wasn't a long. And I was going to say on that Villa, Emi Buendia loss was the fact that we didn't have to wait long to play them again.
It was like 2 games later in the Prem.
Yeah, we didn't have to wait long. And we clobbered them, which was Saskamia. Yes, you scored that late win and
we put them in their place.
So this time we're not gonna play without food again. I think Jesus came back from injury. He scored a goal. It was
nice goal.
Beautiful goal.
Nice goal.
It was the I belong to Jesus game.
Yes.
Took off.
Bro, and again, David Raya, massive save to deny Rodgers in this game. Could be an Arsenal player in the future. We're gonna get into that.
Shout out Morgan.
But this was massive. Payback, brother. The revenge day sweet.
Oh, that was a good game, and especially
gosh,
the amount of goals that we scored and the type of goals that we scored.
Good goals.
Good goals.
And again, scoring goals, multiple goals. Because now I think it starts to dry up as we get closer to Feb and all
happy
that. But
days
look,
happy days at that point.
at that point, and even going into Jan, bro, Bournemouth versus Arsenal at Bournemouth's home, we beat them 3-2. That was a tough game, but Declan Rice brace. Always love to see that happen, bro.
Ooh,
Always love to see that happen.
yes.
And then after that, Arsenal-Liverpool, it was a 0-0 game at the Emirates, but David Raya, big save. David Raya this season, bro.
Big save.
This season, bro. But yeah, tough that we didn't get points off of them this season. But I will say again, I still wasn't panicking here. I wasn't like, oh no, it's all falling apart. I wasn't panicking, but we moved, bro. We beat Portsmouth 4-1 in the FA Cup. Then we beat Chelsea 3-2. Carabao Cup semi-final first leg.
Great game.
Dude.
Zubimendi fake shot, then scores.
I just want to say, in this game, they were very chesty going into this one.
Definitely.
There was a lot of chest going around, bro. And we were in their backyard. How many times do we won at Stamford Bridge now?
Stamford Bridge is like low-key. In fact, London is our playground.
Every single club in London,
And come
brother.
at me, anyone who wants to say anything. London is our
Literally, bro.
playground.
Fulham, West Ham, Brentford, we gave it to them all.
We do
bro.
what we want in London.
So that was big for us. Also a nice, again, for momentum, bro. But it didn't carry over into the Prem because we had a 0-0 with Forest after. That was a stinker. I remember that game, bro. 0-0 with Forest was and that was when Forest looked like they were there for the taking, bro.
Can't.
It was a stinker. Very unforgettable. Very forgettable. Very forgettable game, bro. The next one was a lot less forgettable because we beat Inter 3-1 in the Champions League.
Ooh.
And then came I think this for me was the worst point of the season, the worst moment of the season. Losing 3-2 to Man United at the Emirates. I think this was the one point of the season where I was low, bro. I was low.
Like I say,
They danced at the carpet, bro. I hate that.
it was horrible.
I hate that, bro.
The offs are always gonna come for you. Like I say, Cape Town is a United town.
I had flashbacks of Jay Ling's brother.
Yeah, Jay Ling's dancing,
Yo.
doing the Malay rock.
Yo!
Kunya. Look, I will say this. If you're gonna come and dance at the Emirates, which you should never do, because we will come back and come get your ass. But if you do dance at the Emirates, at least score a goal, the quality that Matheus Cunha scored. And if you look at all
Even
the goals,
Dorgu.
Dorgu scored a beautiful goal. We should not have. We should not have given the ball away.
Sloppy.
For Burma to score
Sloppy.
the opening goal.
Even the Dorgu goal. Literally all of their goals was sloppy.
Yeah,
bro, sloppy.
but other than that, I think we also went into that game quite confident that we would win
Maybe
the game.
overconfident.
Yeah, maybe.
Or we should have, bro.
Maybe overconfident, but we went into that game fully expecting a win, which is so nice.
We should have,
because that's been the theme, I think, the entire
was
season.
annoyed. I will say this though, my phone is blowing up after that game.
Yeah,
Mensa were begging me to make videos again.
I had people
Come back, bring the show back. I didn't get a single phone call after we beat Bayern.
I had people sending me emojis. I don't even have the number saved, and then I go into the contact and then I see the name. I'm like, who the hell is Roger Fly? That's that.
People came out of hiding, bro. I didn't know I had that many fans, bro. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, but I had some subscribers subscribing to my WhatsApp, bro. Desperate to see videos. But again, quiet after we beat Chelsea. Quiet after we beat Bayern. After we beat Inter.
They tend to do that.
Quiet. But surprising, bro. I hope they're around for this video. But look, we move, as do the Arsenal. We lost to Man United, picked ourselves up with a 3-2 win over Kairat. That was the last game of the league phase, I think, of the Champions League. And we finished top of the league phase from there. So that was great.
Kai Havertz came back that game weekend scored.
100%. And we finished unbeaten. And after that last game was a 4-0 win over Leeds. We gave them hiding this season. Jokeris scored there again. But that was 9 games in January, bro. So, people's moeg at this point.
Look, if you
They're
play,
tired at this point, bro.
if you want to compete on all fronts, this is what you gotta do. This is the type of form that you have to put up
Dude.
in all competitions, and I think we did that very well.
Nah, it was solid. And look, after that, we ended up, we beat Chelsea in the second leg of the Carabao Cup. Reached our first final for the season. First final booked at Wembley. Big moment for us, bro. And we knew it was going to be against Man City, so we knew it was going to be tough. After that, we beat Sunderland 3-0. Jokeris brace there. Nice. Brentford 1-1. This is... Brentford 1-1 at Brentford's home. Wolves 2-2. That was a bad one as well. Wolves 2-2 was bad.
That was dark,
bro. That was bad.
That was. I think there's probably 2 moments in the season like Premier League wise, where it was dark 3 in totality, which is when we left the FA Cup, got knocked out the FA Cup. That's one of them. But in the league, it's this Wolves game
And United.
and what's that guy's name? Scott that did this. He did some phone celebration.
and then-
we
yes,
lost that game. It was against Bournemouth.
Yeah.
That
yeah.
was a sucker punch
That was
of
tough,
note.
that was
I
tough.
felt that.
I feel you.
So the Wolves game that you're referencing right now was definitely one of the low points for me. Simply because Wolves, I think
They were
didn't they have like
nothing,
one
bro.
win
They
in
were
like
nothing at this point. We should have beat them, bro. But again, who can we count on for the pick me up, bruh? Lil bro Spurs
Lil bro
came
down the
through,
street.
bro.
No, bro, down the
They
street.
they opened their doors. They said, "Yo, welcome to the stadium, bro. Here's your 3 points." Eze got to hit the spinner Rudy, bro, because he's a five-time goal scorer against Spurs in one season, bro. Debut season, mind you. Massive pick me up, bro. Jokeris also obviously got a brace here. So this was huge. Our 2 new signings getting us over the line in another North London derby.
Facts.
Massive save from David Raya to
Scored
deny
a
Richarlison in this game.
beautiful goal.
Bro.
Jokeris. Oh,
Bro, this was the first, I think, like,
Just
banger. Where you
booked it.
couldn't deny this man after this, bro. Like, proper. But yeah, massive pick me up, bro. Massive. And then we went into March, bro. We beat Chelsea 2-1 in the league. This was obviously again Chelsea to 10 men. William Saliba scored. William Saliba, great season, by the way. We beat Brighton 1-0. Saka scored the winner. A big save from David Raya again. We beat Mansfield Town in the FA Cup. Leverkusen 1-1 in the round of 16, the first leg. This was at Leverkusen's home.
late penalty, right?
Yeah. I think it was a late penalty. And then it was Arsenal 2-0 against Everton. We won. This was obviously a massive moment for us because a certain Max Dowman.
Big
A
moment.
certain Max Dowman got his first goal.
I think Max also crossed the ball in for someone
That led to
someone
Jokeris'
header
goal.
and then
That led to
and then
Jokeris' goal.
yeah, so
But Dowman's goal, bro.
Big
How
game.
special was that moment, bro?
crazy,
16 years old,
16
youngest ever goal scorer in the
youngest
Premier
ever
League.
goal scorer, youngest ever. It's just crazy to see the type of quality that's coming through the Highland Academy.
What were you doing at 16? Nothing I can talk about on camera, I think, bro. Like, shit. But this light, he's defying logic.
Yeah,
he's so confident, bro. 2-footed from the looks of
Yeah.
things, bro. The way he tapped it past those Everton defenders.
I'd-
And shout out Martinelli for holding off the Everton players to make sure that
Facts.
this kid could have his moment, bro.
Facts. Martinelli
moment
has
felt
been selfless this entire season.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
remember
yeah.
there was one shot I think it was in the league. Someone took a shot, it went against the post, and he literally wanted to see. It was Jokeris that took a shot. He literally first wait for the ball to hit the post so he could see, is it going in? And then it hit the
Yes.
post, and then he touched it in.
Yes.
So he was literally like, bro,
Selfish,
I want
bro. He's
you
selfless,
to, I want
selfless.
you, I want you to score.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Love players like that, bro.
yeah, Max Dowman, brilliant
But that I
brilliant
think
talent.
that was just
Is he
sensational,
still?
bro.
Do you still say he's one to watch, or is he?
I think he's part of the team next season, bro.
Okay.
More regularly in the lineup. The man wasn't he on the bench for the Champions League?
Yeah, I was.
Brother, he is going to be in that team. But yeah, after that,
Your
Arsenal
three academy in the squad for Champions League final because it's
Beautiful.
Saka's academy guy, Miles Lewis Skelly's the academy
Beautiful.
guy.
It's an Arsenal thing, bro. We don't buy superstars. We make them.
Talent is crazy.
We make them. We followed that beautiful Everton game up with a massive 2-0 win against Leverkusen. This is the big Eze goal, bro.
Just slapped it
Goal of the season,
on the
bro.
swivel.
And then we ended up going on to lose the Carabao Cup final against Man City.
Yeah, but a bit of a topsy-turvy
Horrible.
game. I think
Horrible.
one we took on the chin, but also
One of the few games where I watched and I genuinely was disappointed with the team, bro. For what we
Yeah,
saw.
I think-
Genuinely, I was like, that's not on, bro.
And I think in this game also, taking out sentiment, I think the manager got it wrong a bit in terms of starting
Show too
keeper.
much respect.
I think in terms of starting keeper, he should have started Raya because, famously.
I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't even that mad at that. I was mad that I was wrong, because the way it played out was so bad, bro.
Yeah,
it's so bad.
Look, it was a long day at the office. You're gonna have those.
Yeah.
You're gonna have those, and I think I think I mentioned it to someone with the Champions League final. Madueke had to come on because he scored goals for us leading up to that. So the guy deserves minutes. You can't
did well.
you can't run Saka into the ground.
yeah.
And it's not working. You need to give these guys minutes. And I think it's exactly the same thing with Kepa in the Carabao Cup final, the one that we lost against City. You needed to give
Yes, bro.
the guys that got us there, give them the minutes.
They earned it, bro.
They've
They earned it.
They've earned
100% they earned it. So yeah, I feel you as well. It was tough. It was tough. I genuinely think we showed them too much respect. We could have done a lot better. We could have done a much better showing of ourselves there, bro. But the Turkey keepy ups, that got under my skin, bro.
Look, Turkey is always going to get what comes to him.
I'm glad, look, we got to dunk on them in the end. We won the league.
Oh, definitely we got to dunk on him at the end.
But that was the start of a terrible run. Because after that, Southampton 2-1, knocking us out the quarterfinals of the FA Cup.
Dun, dun, dun.
Look, Southampton obviously in some hot water of their own. Because
of April.
The spy, I don't know what the word is. But
You're the spy who shagged me is crazy.
So maybe we were affected by that.
Standing behind the tree.
Maybe we were affected, but look, either way, we should have won that. They should have been able to watch our training in person, and we still should have won that game, bro. So that sucked. But then after that, we beat Sporting away in the Champions League, 1-0 win away, big win. Yep. And then after that, another tough one because we lost 2-1.
Listen to Kai Havertz's name pop up the whole time, and people don't realize, or you don't realize that this guy was out for half of the season. But listen to the amount of times that his name is popping up for like key goals, crucial goals.
Big goals, bro. Big goals. And then after that we lost to Bournemouth 2-1,
which is the Scott goal, and this is one of my low points.
Yeah, this was when Man City went top, I think, on goal difference.
Yeah,
but shout out Bournemouth, they had so much control on the title race because they took points of Man City in the end to give it to us.
Yeah, shout out my boy Kroopy.
But yeah, bro, after that we lost 2-1 to Man City in the Prem. This is when Turkey did the keepy up, sorry. So this is April for Mal, like you said, the curse of April, bro.
The curse of April.
The curse of April is a real thing and it's a horrible thing.
I think we won like 1 or 2 games. I think the Champions League game might be the only one. Maybe 1 in Champions League and 1 in League, and we played like 8 times.
Yeah, I think the literally.
We played like 8 times. Yeah, that nearly got us in the Champions League as well.
Yeah,
because that Sporting game was turning out to be a slippery one.
Yes, but Sporting were tough, bro.
Yeah,
I'll give them their dues. But yeah, this way Man City were picking up form. They were picking up steam. We
Shout
were
out to
panicking.
Good signing.
But we did beat Newcastle 1-0 through a nice Eze stunner, bro. And that is when things, I think, started to get back to normality. I think as in Arsenal fans could.
So then if you peep it from Eze's point of view, right? If you look at the amount of goals that he scored during the season,
he won us a few games.
Yeah, it's underwhelming if you look at the amount of goals versus the amount of games that he's played. But he's also gotten like key assists. The key assist to Martinelli in the game against where he chipped Donnarumma.
Yep.
Then he scored the only goal in the Palace game against his former club. Then
he
scored the only goal in the Newcastle game, which ended up
the Carabao Cup. He
ended up to be 1-0. Then he obviously dunked on Little Bro twice.
The Crystal Palace goal.
So the amount of points that he single-handedly brought us in, obviously it's a team sport, but I mean, if you can account for those kind of big goals in big games, then obviously you're gonna pay back both the crowd, the fans, and the big amount of money that we paid for him. Which
great signing, bro.
Great signing.
Great signing. But that was huge, bro. And then we went on to obviously Atletico Madrid in the Champions League semi-final. This was tough. Going to be a tough back-to-back. It was 1-1 the first leg. We followed that up with a 3-0 win against Fulham. Jokeris scored the opener there. Then we ended up beating Atletico in the second leg. Oh, the Fulham game.
I like that game.
That's exactly what we needed.
I like that game because Saka only played 1 half and he got a goal and an assist. And then he went off like the game is done, just flexed on him. I love that game. Jokeris played a beautiful pass into Saka. He played well that entire game. He scored 2 goals, both a header and a nice typical striker fox in the box type finish. So it was a great game, which also set us up. And I think this was the turn of, that might have even been the 1st of May. I can't lie. It's definitely after the curse. After the curse.
It's after the curse, 100%.
It's after the curse.
Then we ended up qualifying for the Champions League final after we beat Atletico Madrid, which was a tight game. 1-0 win. But that was one of the biggest moments of the season, bro.
Definitely.
Reaching the Champions League final. Crazy. Only the second one in our history.
Yeah, especially with the progression that we've had in the Champions League as well. We all know what happened in the league, that we've been competing for the last couple of years.
Yep.
So we ended up second, and then finally, we all know what happened there. But then the Champions League as well, it's been a progression. First year, it's been quarterfinals. Second year, semi-finals, and
now the final.
And now the final. So I guess
couldn't get over the line, but
the next progression would probably be to go on and win it. But yeah, big moment in the season.
Big, bro. And then after that, we had a big game. Easily the biggest moment of our season. West Ham 0, Arsenal 1.
After further review,
the
West Ham number 19 fouls the goalkeeper.
What a moment, bro.
and the crowd goes crazy.
I have never been that nervous in my life.
I'm not
like,
gonna lie.
for a football game.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't realize that this would be that big of a moment. But I remember watching the game, and I was busy working at the time. And I went downstairs to smoke. I was like, I'm not gonna watch this.
Dude.
I am not going
it was
through
late.
this. Turned out my cigarette wasn't long enough because I came back and it was still under
review, bro.
So yeah, I also got to experience that. Got to experience that moment of the referee saying of the review, the West Ham number 19 fouls.
Can I ask? Obviously, you're gonna be unbiased. You think it's the correct decision?
Yes, 100%.
100%.
Are you
brother.
nuts? Grabbing
Nothing like the Bayanda incident.
Okay, if you want to start grabbing goalkeepers' arms, what are we doing here?
What are we doing?
We can start grabbing goalkeepers' arms.
What
You know
are
what
we
we do.
doing,
You know how
bro?
we do from corners.
Ski.
You know how good we are from corners. We can start grabbing arms, bro.
Ben White's already taking gloves off, bro. Let's not forget,
We can
bro.
definitely. We've got some arm wrestling champions in the squad. We can definitely start grabbing arms if you want to play it like that. But
Look, it was a big moment.
Yeah, coming back.
Probably the biggest VAR decision ever made so far since the system was implemented. Because that obviously decided West Ham's relegation. That
Yes.
decided Arsenal's title hopes. That it was a big one, bro.
yeah, I'm glad you say title hopes and not evidently the title. And it did end up contributing to West Ham's relegation, but ended up being insignificant in terms
And
of
it was the right
points
decision.
tally.
It was the right decision, bro. It was the right decision.
That was the right decision. Yeah.
After that, things were made very easy for the officials because we ended up going on to beat Burnley 1-0. Yeah, we needed a set piece, but that's what it took to win the league.
That's
bro. 'Cause
Kaiserslautern
after
efforts,
this-
right?
After this game,
King Kai.
this is when it was
Once again,
absolutely
King Kai
decided,
doing
bro.
things in big games. King Kai.
We said he would win us a league, and he won us a league, bro. He won us a league. This was massive. No one, I think, was especially excited about this game on paper, but what it meant, bro. After we won this game, we just had to sit back and watch, and then
Yeah.
Bournemouth Man City was a draw. And yeah, the rest was history, bro. Final game of the season, we beat Crystal Palace 2-1. I don't think anybody gave two shits about the result of that
No.
game. We got our God of Honor at the Palace, which I think was very poetic.
Yeah.
I love that Eze got a God of Honor at Selhurst Park in his first season.
Yep.
Those fans love him, bro. I think the way Crystal Palace fans treat Eze is how West Ham fans should be treating Declan Rice, if you're being honest. But yeah, overall, I think I'm giving it a 10 out of 10 season, bro. The lows were very much overshadowed by the highs.
Definitely.
The goal was to win the Prem. We won the Prem.
and
Where's your stance, bro?
just on that Palace game as well. Also fitting that. Well, we'll see what happens in the transfer window if Gabriel Jesus ends up moving on from Arsenal. But I think also fitting the fact that was our first game. I think our first Premier League game when he signed for us after the preseason.
Yes,
and
yes.
And it all started there.
It all worked
And
out, bro.
It all worked out for him. He also scored at Palace again. Might be his last goal in a Arsenal shirt. We'll see what happens to him. But I think it was just a brilliant send off.
And a nice way to end the season, to be
Nice
fair.
way to end the season.
And I will say shout out Crystal Palace because obviously we weren't there, but from home, they were very much like hospitable about it. But they put on a show for the Arsenal fans there. They played North London forever. They pulled out all the stops. I felt, bro. They were dope about it. But yeah, bro, that brought a close to a very memorable season.
Very, very good season.
So what, you also did 10 out of 10? 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10. It's not an 8, bro.
It's not an 8. No, definitely not.
It's not an 8.
It's
Out
not
of
an 8.
40 on this camera.
I'll say 9.5. I'll say 9.
That's fair.
I'll say 9.5. The only thing that would have made it a bit sweeter is if we got maybe
Domestic Cup.
another win over the. Well, if we're talking Prem only.
Oh, fair enough.
If we're talking Prem only, I would have loved another win over one of the big six guys.
Yeah.
Because I think we took 1 point from Liverpool.
That's true.
We beat United, they beat us. And I think we beat Chelsea.
Yeah,
and
of
Man
course we
City
beat
and Man City and Man City. So between Liverpool and Man City, I'd have maybe liked 1 or 2 wins, but that's just for bragging rights, really, because
That's fair.
but other than that,
9.5 is
flawless
9.5,
season,
bro.
brilliant.
Still a good season. Let us know your rating of the season for Arsenal. And now we're going to get into some rapid fires before we close out the episode. I'm going to ask just a few key things. Right? We're going to go through highlight of the season. We're going to get through the game of the season for you, goal of the season, unsung hero, signing of the season, and of course, player of the season. But we'll start with the highlight, bro. And I'll start here. For me, the highlight for me was Max Dowman. Max Dowman's goal versus Everton. I think that was the absolute standout. Like, I felt like we won everything in that game, bro. Like, I genuinely, the scenes were just crazy, and he deserved it. We deserved it in that moment, bro. Like, but for me, yeah, that's my highlight, bro. That's my highlight.
I think my moment of the season is I think St James's Park.
Ooh.
The Gabriel simply because of the redemption story also ran to the corner flag and held up the corner flag.
That was a moment, bro.
We all stood around our 12th player, which is the corner flag.
Yes, bro. Yes, shout out corner flag.
So that was a big moment. Especially I knew, simply knowing like what I felt at that point, because we were not playing well that game.
Yeah, bro.
We weren't playing well.
And we needed the
win.
win.
The moments that we had, we should have done better in, because we were creating chances.
Yeah.
But
and we couldn't drop points.
But then Gabby came through at the end, so that was big
highlight, bro. Big highlight. Game of the season, I think will probably be in alignment. For me, it was the Eze Hattrick North London derby.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the game of the... I think that's quick work. Any Arsenal fan will probably tell you that. It all worked out that day, bro.
The Hattrick game was smart. Oh.
And then look, goal of the season. You had said Trossard. Did you say the Trossard goal?
I said the Trossard one versus Sunderland, yeah.
For me, it was Eze Leverkusen.
That's a Champions League.
I know that's fair. In the Prem, I may even give it to Zubi. I can't lie.
Okay, the Zubi goal was fire.
I think in that Zubi goal.
Do you know what Zubi goal was also underrated? Do you remember during this, like there was
it the low one?
The low one that hit the post.
That defied what? That made no sense. The physics behind that goal made no sense, bro. But
cut across it, beautiful.
Zubi, bro.
Yeah, his ball striking is underrated, bro.
That's why I kind of wish he took a penalty. But look.
Shout out to...
We move, bro. We move. But yeah, I think goal of the season, that's fair, bro. Unsung hero or underrated player of the season. I was thinking Trossard, but I also thought, I don't even think he counts as an underrated hero anymore.
As an unsung hero.
Genuine,
I guess you can't really say, because all our players really, man. I would probably say maybe Nkapia, simply because of the body of work that is produced.
That's a solid
I don't really think I've ever seen a game where he's like not played well in particular.
That's a solid even Mosquera had a bad game.
Yeah, even Mosquera had a bad
even
game.
Miles
but I remember there was one point we were playing against Chelsea, and Nkapia and Pedro Neto went one-on-one, and he slid in and he saved the ball, and he got up and he shouted
in his face.
And Pedro Neto was also in his face, and that's the spirit.
That's when I was like, we signed the beast.
That's the type of passion that you want from both players competing at the highest level. That's the type of things that you want. So
unsung hero, Nkapia, I'm with you.
I think Nkapia.
I think Miles Lewis-Kelly as well gets a shout just because of what he did to midfield.
Definitely.
After he's all of a sudden in midfield,
yes,
bro.
His progression in there, definitely.
But Nkapia for me as well.
Especially in the running, Lewis-Kelly played well.
Bro, he got thrown into the deep end as well. There was no warm-up. Signing of the season. I'll go first here. It's that man again, Brian Kapie. I know that people like you can pick a more exciting player.
Yeah.
But genuinely, like you had said, never seen him have a bad performance. He literally got naked for Arsenal in a win, bro. Like, this man put everything out there for us, bro. Like, I genuinely think value for money in the long run. I'm so happy we're signing this, bro. Like, make it permanent, bro.
Value for money because the cake show or because...
Yo, bro, you saw Ben White at the parade, bro. In Kapie, get your bum out.
I think we got some more female supporters just because of that moment.
But signing of the season for you?
Signing of the season for me, I'm gonna have to go big guy, big Vic.
Fair enough, bro. 20 plus goals.
20 plus goals in all comps. 14 goals only in the Prem.
3-peat of league titles.
Great penalty taker.
Oh, phenomenal,
elite penalty taker. Great ball striking ability. I think he's also had his moments where he struggled, but people have been calling out for us to have a striker. 20-goal season striker. Yes, they maybe meant that in the Prem only and not in all comps, but people have been crying out for us to have a striker. And just so happens that the moment we sign a striker, we win the league. So
coincidence?
Is it coincidence?
Think not, broski.
So I'm gonna have to go big
Vic.
I'm gonna have to go Gyökeres.
Nice. Honorable mention to Mendy, because that man absolutely carried us beginning of the season. He was transformative, bro. He was in signing of the season conversations all the time. Yeah,
but I think people were worried when Thomas Partey left. Like, why we leave you? Why
we got over that very quickly.
We got over that very quickly.
Very quickly. But yeah, and then last but not least, player of the season. I'll let you go first now, because you can take a pick.
Gabriel Magalhaes.
Really?
Biggest player of the season.
I love it.
Gabriel Magalhaes has been phenomenal this season.
Yeah.
He's been a rock
it's
at
one
the back.
For the books, bro.
He's been great in both boxes.
Yeah.
There was times when I think there was a time when he got injured, he left, and then he came back, and the very moment he came back, he scored a goal. He scored a goal
We missed
immediately.
him,
We
maybe.
missed him in both boxes. So excellent. And I think he's my player of the season. But I think Arsenal as a team has also gone to a point where we are not reliant on Gabriel or Saliba that much.
True.
We can play with just
We
one.
are a unit, bro.
Yeah, we can play with just one of them. So I could mention Saliba as well.
He deserves
to
it.
be player of the
He's
season.
maybe unsung hero because not
He's-
many men
yeah.
mentioned his name this season.
He's maybe unsung hero. Do you know that William Saliba, for the entirety of his Premier League career, has been in the team of the year every year.
He's a Rolls Royce.
So I think it's 3 or 4 years now.
since he was on loan in France,
Yeah.
he's made team of the years.
Yeah,
He's a Rolls
so
Royce. bro.
I could go William Saliba, but I'm gonna go
Big
Big.
Gabby.
I'm gonna go Big Gabby for his
Shout out
goals
Big
and
Gabby,
and his
bro.
contribution in both boxes.
Nah, I'm with it. Look, I'll keep it short and sweet because this man doesn't need any explanation. David Raya for me.
Oh,
How many clean sheets in the end?
3-time Golden
18,
Glove.
19? Yeah, bro. And I think you could easily get a fourth next
yeah,
season.
3-time Golden Glove.
And then he's going to enter proper elite conversations because I saw that man make saves that didn't seem humanly possible. That man's reflexes, bro. And I don't often have a goalkeeper as my player of the season or anything. Could have been Rice. It would have been Rice, you know. Could have been Big Gabby. But I just think David Raya, for me personally, considering the doubts that I ever had when we signed him, just what a goalkeeper, bro. This man is going down as one of the all-time Premier League greats.
Definitely.
It's not just because of the defenders in front of him. You could get past our defense. I'm still not
definitely.
worried. I'm still not worried, brother. David Raya is there.
Ask the West Ham midfielder, what's his name?
Oh, the one that's going to be at Arsenal next
Fernandes.
season.
Oh.
The one that's going to be at Arsenal. Yeah, there's a lot to talk about this off-season, everybody, especially the World Cup as well. There'll be lots of videos here at some point, I'm sure. But for now, we'll call it there. It's been a long one. Arsenal fans, I hope you enjoyed this one as much as we enjoyed recording it. Timmy, shout out to you for being here, bro. It's good to have you on the show finally. You're going to see a lot more of Timmy going forward.
Shout out to Gabriel Jesus and Alexander Zinchenko for
Shout out.
for
You started it all, bro.
For switching the lights back on at the Emirates.
You started it all, Owens.
You guys,
started
the
it all.
efforts, and thank you, Pep, for selling them to us.
Now you're getting crazy. We thank Pep enough.
But
bro.
yeah, shout out to honorable mentions to Gabriel Jesus and Alexander Zinchenko, who won't get a medal.
He
But
deserves one.
But he deserves one.
He deserves one.
Yeah.
But thank you all for watching. As
Thanks for
always,
having me, man.
give it a like if you like this video. Yeah, let us know in the comments what you made of our assessments and let us know your own thoughts as well in the comments. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next one.